If you're dealing with stubborn belly fat, constant mental fog, or feeling drained throughout the day, the problem may not be that you're missing olive oil from your diet. It could be that you're using it incorrectly. Most people never tap into its full potential. They miss out on its ability to support fat loss, calm stress hormones, reduce inflammation, and promote healthy aging. But when you use the right type of olive oil at the right time and combine it with the right foods, you can help your body switch into a more efficient fat burning and healing state surprisingly fast. Many people think olive oil is nothing more than a cooking ingredient or a simple salad topping. The reality is that when used strategically, it can become one of the most powerful tools for supporting metabolism and overall health. In this video from Wellness Science Hub, I'll show you how olive oil may help support fat loss, reduce stress-related hormone activity, and share the exact approach that can help you get the most benefits from it. One of the reasons olive oil is so remarkable is its influence on the body's fat-burning mechanisms. Research suggests that high-quality extra virgin olive oil can activate pathways associated with greater fat oxidation, improved mitochondrial performance, and increased ketone production. These processes help the body use stored fat more efficiently while supporting healthier triglyceride levels. This may help explain why traditional Mediterranean populations, whose diets are rich in olive oil, often maintain healthy body composition despite consuming a relatively high-fat diet. Another major advantage is olive oil's impact on insulin. If your goal is to reduce body fat, especially the dangerous visceral fat that surrounds your organs, managing insulin levels is essential. Studies have shown that extra virgin olive oil consumed with meals may help improve blood sugar control, reduce post-meal insulin spikes, support GLP-1 activity, and slow digestion. The result is more stable energy, reduced hunger, fewer cravings, and a metabolic environment that favors fat burning instead of fat storage. Now let's talk about cortisol, often called the stress hormone. Chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels are strongly linked to abdominal weight gain. In fact, the deep visceral fat stored around your liver, pancreas, kidneys, and other organs contains a high concentration of cortisol receptors. That's why many people notice weight accumulating around their midsection during stressful periods of life. When cortisol remains elevated for long periods, it can interfere with fat burning, disturb sleep quality, and leave you feeling wired yet exhausted. Certain compounds found in premium extra virgin olive oil, including oleic acid and beneficial polyphenols, may help support healthier stress responses. They work by influencing communication between the brain and adrenal glands through what is known as the HPA axis. Better regulation of this system can support lower inflammation, improved nervous system balance, and a greater ability to enter a relaxed, restorative state. Some research has even shown measurable reductions in stress-related markers within hours of consuming high polyphenol olive oil. Inflammation is another major piece of the puzzle. Not all inflammation is harmful. Temporary inflammation after exercise or a minor injury can actually be part of the healing process. The real concern is chronic low-grade inflammation that persists inside the body day after day. This type of inflammation can interfere with hormone signaling, reduce energy production, and make fat loss much more difficult. Extra virgin olive oil contains powerful plant compounds that help combat this issue. One of the most notable is oleocanthal, a natural polyphenol found in certain high-quality olive oils. This compound has been studied for its ability to influence inflammatory pathways in a way that resembles some of the effects associated with common anti-inflammatory medications. As inflammation decreases, cells become more responsive to important hormonal signals, creating conditions that support better metabolic function and improved fat utilization. One of the most fascinating discoveries about premium olive oil is its potential connection to autophagy. If you've heard that term before, you know it refers to the body's natural cellular cleanup and recycling system. Every cell in your body contains components that wear down over time, including mitochondria, which serve as the cell's energy-producing engines. When damaged components accumulate, cells become less efficient, energy production declines, and inflammation increases. Autophagy helps identify these worn-out parts, remove them, and make way for healthier cellular function. Think of it as a maintenance crew working behind the scenes to keep your body running smoothly. Emerging research suggests that certain compounds found in high quality olive oil may help support this process even within brain cells, which could have important implications for cognitive health and long term wellness. However, there's a critical point you need to understand. Not all olive oils provide these benefits. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming every bottle on the shelf offers the same quality. Unfortunately, a significant percentage of olive oil sold worldwide may be oxidized, diluted, mislabeled, or mixed with lower quality oils. Instead of supporting health, these compromised products can contribute to inflammation, place additional stress on the liver, and negatively affect metabolic function. That's why choosing authentic, properly sourced, extra virgin olive oil is so important. Another common myth is that olive oil should never be used for cooking. Many people focus exclusively on smoke point when evaluating cooking oils. While smoke point does matter, it doesn't tell the entire story. A fascinating study conducted in New Zealand challenged many assumptions about cooking oils. Researchers compared several widely used oils, including extra virgin olive oil, refined olive oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, rice bran oil, and canola oil. In the first phase of the study, each oil was gradually heated to approximately 464 degrees Fahrenheit, or 240 degrees Celsius, allowing researchers to evaluate how well they maintain stability under high-temperature cooking conditions. The temperatures used in the study were extremely high. In the second phase, researchers deep-fried with each oil at approximately 356 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 6 straight hours. They then evaluated two major factors to determine which oils performed best under heat. The first factor was oxidative stability. In simple terms, the more stable an oil remains when heated, the less likely it is to break down and form harmful compounds. The results were interesting. Coconut oil ranked highest for stability, which wasn't surprising because it contains a large amount of saturated fat. Peanut oil came in second place. Extra virgin olive oil followed closely behind, with virgin olive oil and regular olive oil also performing well. On the opposite end of the spectrum were oils such as grapeseed, rice bran, and sunflower oil, which showed much lower stability. But oxidative stability wasn't the most important measurement. Researchers also examined the formation of polar compounds. These compounds are created when oils degrade under heat. The greater the amount of polar compounds produced, the more inflammatory the oil becomes. High levels are considered undesirable because they may contribute to oxidative stress and other health concerns. When researchers compared the oils based on polar compound production, the rankings changed dramatically. Grapeseed oil generated the highest levels, making it the poorest performer in this category. Canola oil followed closely behind, with rice bran and sunflower oils also producing significant amounts. The clear winner was extra virgin olive oil, which generated the lowest amount of these harmful compounds. Coconut oil finished second. What makes this finding so important is that it challenges the common belief that olive oil should never be heated. The protective polyphenols naturally present in authentic extra virgin olive oil help preserve its integrity during cooking. In other words, when you're using genuine, high-quality olive oil, cooking with it can be a perfectly reasonable option. Now let's talk about selecting the right olive oil. The most important thing isn't the brand name, it's the quality standards behind the product. Look for organic, early harvest, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil whenever possible. These characteristics typically indicate a higher concentration of beneficial polyphenols and antioxidants. Early harvest olives produce less oil overall, which means lower yield for producers. However, they often contain significantly higher amounts of the compounds responsible for many of olive oil's health-supporting benefits. That's why quality-focused producers prioritize harvesting methods that preserve these nutrients instead of maximizing volume. Here's a simple test you can perform at home. Go to your kitchen and pour a small amount of olive oil into a spoon or small glass. Take a small sip and pay attention to the sensation. High polyphenol olive oil often creates a peppery feeling in the throat. Some people even experience a slight cough or warming sensation. This reaction is usually a sign that the oil contains substantial levels of beneficial compounds. On the other hand, if the oil feels completely flat, bland, and slides down without any noticeable peppery finish, it may contain fewer polyphenols than expected. While this isn't a perfect test, it can provide useful clues about freshness and quality. Another mistake many people make is consuming olive oil at random times throughout the day. Timing can influence how effectively olive oil supports blood sugar balance, stress management, mental clarity, and fat metabolism. One approach is to take 1 or 2 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil first thing in the morning before eating. Many people find this helps them feel more satisfied, supports stable energy levels, and encourages a smoother start to the day. Morning cortisol naturally rises between approximately 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., and some evidence suggests that olive oil's beneficial compounds may help support a healthier response to this normal hormonal surge. You can make this routine even more effective by combining olive oil with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice or a small amount of apple cider vinegar. This combination may help stimulate digestive processes, support bile production, and prepare the digestive system for the day ahead. When it comes to meals, pairing olive oil with polyphenol-rich vegetables can create a powerful nutritional combination. Foods such as arugula, broccoli, purple cabbage, rosemary, oregano, and other colorful vegetables contain plant compounds that work together with olive oil's polyphenols. This synergy can enhance antioxidant activity and support overall metabolic health. Another useful strategy is consuming a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil shortly before your largest meal of the day. Research suggests this may help moderate blood sugar responses, reduce insulin spikes, and increase feelings of fullness after eating. For individuals dealing with insulin resistance or excess body weight, this can be particularly valuable. Some people also choose to take a small serving of olive oil in the evening. This is entirely optional, but it may be beneficial for those who struggle with late-night cravings, restless sleep, or stress-related wake-ups. Certain fats can help support the transport of nutrients involved in serotonin and melatonin production, which may contribute to improved sleep quality and overnight recovery. So, what separates an average olive oil from a truly high-performance one? First, look for a high polyphenol content. These natural compounds are responsible for many of olive oil's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Second, choose oils that are early harvest and cold pressed, since these methods help preserve delicate nutrients. Third, select products that come from a single source whenever possible, rather than blends of uncertain origin. Freshness also matters. A peppery finish during the taste test can be one clue that the oil still contains active polyphenols. Finally, pay attention to packaging. Premium olive oil should be stored in dark glass bottles rather than clear containers or plastic. Exposure to light accelerates oxidation and gradually reduces the concentration of beneficial compounds, while dark glass helps preserve freshness and quality for longer periods. That's exactly why I personally stick with and recommend Wellness Science Hub olive oil. I've been using it as my main source since 2018. Every batch is early harvest, cold pressed, high in polyphenols, freshly shipped, lab tested, and rich in flavor. It's sourced from small family farms and focuses heavily on quality over mass production. For me, this represents the highest standard. And I've also arranged something special for you watching or listening right now. When you purchase 2 bottles, you'll receive a third one completely free. This is a limited offer available through Wellness Science Hub only. You can visit wellnesssciencehub.com, olive oil, or use the link in the description or scan the QR code shown to access it. Now, it's important to also understand the wrong way people use olive oil. Even though some studies show it can remain relatively stable under heat, I personally don't recommend deep frying with it. High heat over long periods can still reduce its beneficial compounds, especially polyphenols. Instead, I prefer using it in ways that preserve its nutritional value. For example, I often mix it into my coffee in the morning. I might take a tablespoon during fasting periods as well. It doesn't interrupt a fast for me. I also use it in salad dressings, dips, light sautéing, and sometimes with gently cooked eggs. Now let me walk you through a simple one-day olive oil protocol designed to support fat loss, especially when you're stressed, inflamed, or holding excess water. In the morning, take about 1 teaspoon of high-quality olive oil, from Wellness Science Hub. Mix it with 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. Take it as a quick shot. Many people report feeling the effects within 15 to 20 minutes, including improved mental clarity, reduced stress feelings, better digestion, and a shift toward fat burning. For most people, this does not interfere with fasting and can still maintain a fasted metabolic state. At your midday meal, include about 2 tablespoons of olive oil mixed with foods like arugula, salmon, eggs, avocado, broccoli, or leafy greens. This combination supports satiety, improves nutrient absorption, and helps maintain stable energy levels while promoting fat metabolism. Before dinner, you can optionally take 1 tablespoon about 15 minutes before eating. This may help reduce blood sugar spikes, lower cravings later in the evening, and support smoother digestion. It can be especially useful if you tend to overeat at night. Another optional step is taking a small amount before bed or during nighttime wake-ups if you feel alert but tired at the same time. Some people find it helps with relaxation, reduces late-night snacking, and supports more stable sleep patterns. After just 1 day of following this routine, many people notice reduced bloating, calmer stress levels, steadier energy, improved digestion, fewer cravings, and better sleep quality. Within a week, results may include a smaller waistline, reduced inflammation, improved insulin sensitivity, clearer skin, and more consistent fat loss progress. These effects are supported by research into how olive oil influences metabolism, inflammation, and hormonal balance. For people over 40 struggling with belly fat, stress, or stubborn weight gain, using high-quality olive oil the right way can be one of the simplest and most effective lifestyle tools available. If you want to try the same type I use, you can explore Wellness Science Hub olive oil through wellnesssciencehub.com olive oil or via the link provided in the description or QR code. Before we continue, here's a quick clarification section based on common questions. If you're wondering how much olive oil is needed, most people benefit from at least 1 tablespoon per day. In the full protocol, this can go up to 3 or even 4 tablespoons depending on your goals and tolerance. If you're already following a low-carb or ketogenic diet, olive oil still fits perfectly since it contains no carbs or protein and works entirely as a fat source. If you're concerned about weight gain due to calories, it's important to understand that body fat regulation is not only about calories, it's heavily influenced by insulin and inflammation. Olive oil does not spike insulin and may help reduce inflammatory load, which supports fat loss rather than fat storage. If you're dealing with brain fog or low energy, the mechanism is linked to improved mitochondrial function and cellular cleanup processes. Olive oil may support autophagy-related activity, helping cells function more efficiently, especially in the brain where energy demand is highest. Many people report clearer thinking and improved energy within a week of consistent use. Overall, when used correctly, high-quality olive oil is more than just a dietary fat. It becomes a metabolic support tool that influences energy, hormones, digestion, and long-term cellular health.